What is a star? Star is basically a massive glowing ball of hot gas that emits light and heat through nuclear fusion, and it's something that we can see throughout the night. It shines brightly. Sometimes we can't see them at all. Sometimes we can see hundreds of thousands of them. But now let's put into perspective for us, what is a star? Star can be someone who shines just as brightly. There are thousands of potential stars out there. Maybe when we look into the night sky, we see one star that shines brighter than the others around it. And we focus our attention to that one star that's shining so brightly that the others look like they don't even exist. Sometimes you see the full moon out. What do you focus on? Focus on the moon because it's shining the brightest in comparison to all the stars. When you find a constellation, it's something you point out because we all know what a constellation is. It's a collection of stars that form something, and we put our attention to that star instead of the other billions of stars out there. Now let's look at the first episode of Bocchi the Rock. What was Bocchi's goal? She wanted to be a star, a shining star on stage, a star for everyone to see, to be popular and loved by everyone, to be looked at by everyone. In reality, that's not the case, because she's just a little ball of social anxiety. She has trouble going out there, trouble making friends, trouble expressing herself, but that's in the eyes of the public. That's in the eyes of the public when on a stage. But online, Bocchi has many eyes on her, and one of those particular eyes will come in handy one day in her future. Bocchi wants to be a star, and what she doesn't realize is that in the eyes of her now friends and bandmates, she is a star. To Nichiga, she is the star that will guide the way, the star that will lead to Kesokuban's rise. She is the guiding light to help Starry become one of the most popular venues in Japan, and that's all thanks to Bocchi. Bocchi is Guitar Hero, someone who Nichika has been watching and looking up to, someone whose guitar skills are incredible and out of this world at someone her age, and she looks up to Bocchi. Bocchi doesn't realize that. But what more Bocchi doesn't realize is that Ryo also looks up to her like a star. She wanted a band to be a place where they express themselves, not to follow the trends or the norms, but to just be themselves, and that's where Bocchi's most comfortable, just being herself. And when Ryo is able to take Bocchi to the side that she wants, where she needs to express herself through her lyrics and her music, that's when Bocchi became Ryo's star, because now they have music that they can play, not for the fans or the majority, but from the heart. Ryo left her old band because they wanted to play whatever was popular. They wanted to play whatever they could, but not Bocchi. Bocchi enjoys writing art. She enjoys writing her feelings on the piece of paper, and Ryo also enjoys seeing that out of Bocchi. Now there's Kira. Kira, there's so much. She looks up to Bocchi in many different ways. Sees her as a star, as a really good guitarist, someone that's going to one day leave her in the dust. But the thing is that the other bandmates don't realize that. The others look up to them just as much. Kira is looked up to because of her extroverted personality, her ability to be fun and perform well on stage. Ryo is a star to Nijika. When Nijika came up to Ryo, she said, "I like your bass, and I want you to play with me." It was Nijika who was going to Ryo because she likes the way Ryo plays. At the end of the show, Lily has a song called "If I Could Be a Constellation." What is a constellation? A constellation is a form of stars. A form of stars that form a recognizable pattern in the sky. Ones that when you see that constellation, you understand its shape, you know its name, and compared to every other star, it is a group that is recognizable. That is what Kesokuban wants to be. They want to be a constellation. They want to be a group of stars that are recognizable by many compared to all other constellations and all other stars. Maybe the 4 members on their own as stars would not be enough, but when they come together as a constellation, they could be more recognizable in the eyes of the public. When you look up into the night and you see that one group of stars, recognize their names and what they form, that's what Kesokuban wants to be. Out of all the bands, out of all the popular singers and artists, they want to be a constellation that stands out. Let's even look at the lyrics. Okay, if I could be a constellation with you, sky, if my wish would come true to never lose you from my side. Okay, because why? If one of the bandmates is gone, then they're not the full constellation. They aren't Kesokuban. Because if imagine you got Orion's belt, and then you oh, I know all the stars' name, and then suddenly like Rigel, the mother Suga, I think his name is, he leaves. Well, my Orion's belt is gone because it's not a belt anymore. Because one of the constellations dipped. Looks like it dipped. Okay, I don't remember what Orion's belt looks like, but I don't even think it looks like a belt. I'm pretty sure it's an hourglass, but I don't know why they called it a belt. But anyways, see, look at this. Maybe outshined by all the moon's light, but together I know we'll see this through. Because of course, when the moon is illuminating, that is your big focuser. You are paying attention to the moon, right? Because sometimes we don't get a full moon. But when the moon is a new moon, boom, stars everywhere. Who are you going to focus on? The constellations, the stars in the sky. So when the lyrics say we'll see this through, it's that yes, we may be overshadowed for now, but eventually we will be there as a constellation in the sky that will be viewed by many and many people alike. So starting from here, I'm gonna go into a little spoilers on the manga because I just want to talk about that because it has a lot of good stuff I just want to talk about. So skip to this timestamp. I hopefully put in the video, and if not, I'm actually going to rip my eyeballs out because there's no way I was that lazy that I didn't put one in. So hopefully I actually put one in. So please me, put one in. I'm like begging you. Thank you very much. So now we'll continue. So chapter, what is it? Like 61, I don't even remember, of the Bocchi the Rock manga. The chapter where Nijika's and Seika's past is dived into. See in the beginning of the chapters that Seika plays for a band and that she's really distant from her family, especially her little sister. But halfway through the chapter, Nijika and Seika's mom dies. And Nijika, who's at such a young age, is lost and doesn't know what to do. But neither does Seika know how to help her little sister. So she brings her to one of her performances. And eventually, Nijika's into it. And the page where it shows Nijika so happy, the words are that you see Nijika, the thing about dreams is that when times get tough, they can be the light to guide your way. And for Nijika, who is the light that is guiding her right now? Her sister, who right now is a star on the stage. Sailors and travelers, I don't know if they still do that now, but they use stars and constellations to guide their way. Like they use things like the North Star to know which way they're going, where they're going. Use constellations to know where they're at, things like that, because constellations are usually just in one spot because they don't actually leave Orion's belt. Okay, I don't see Rigel or whatever his name is dipping 20 miles to go see the Big Dipper, so that's usually how it is. In the last couple of pages, Ichiga asks, why did Seika name the place Starry? And she replies with, at this live house there will be as many bands as there are stars in the sky, because the bands on stage are the stars that people come to watch. She says, I was hoping this would become a place that shines so brightly it reaches our mother as they look into the starry sky. Like you cannot tell me the importance of a star is not clearly shown here. She wants Starry to shine as brightly as a star so that it reaches their mother, who is now above them. She is with the stars. And hopefully this place is bright enough so that her as a star above can see the brightest place down on earth. Also, this chapter was really just good. Also, can I ask, why is this chapter paneled normally and the rest isn't? Like this looks so good. This looks like this is the most readable Bocchi the Rock chapter ever, and it ticks me off. Anyways, I mean, heck, now that I'm rereading the chapter again, I'm pretty sure Seika's name means like what did Kita say in like episode 8, like Song of Stars or something, like Line of Stars, something like that, dude. Literally, your name has stars in it. It means stars. Like, you can't tell me there isn't an importance of the stars in Bocchi the Rock. Like, you can't tell me that. Boom. I just name dropped the title of the video and credits. Bocchi the Rock. Okay, I'm sorry. So but yeah, that's basically all I gotta say. That stars are a really important fact in Bocchi the Rock because the stars in the sky can be like a representation of the artists trying to get out there in the world. And the constellation that is trying to be formed right now is Kesoku Bando, with a bunch of different and unique stars that each reflect and work off each other to create one single constellation.